Hello, everyone. It's Nate the Great coming to you live from All Sports All Plays Network. Today is the NFL post-game show Thursday night. We just saw the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lose to Nick Foles and the Chicago Bears 2019. I thought that was a crazy ending. Do you guys agree?
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, the game itself was all defense, but it was okay. The ending was okay. I think it was just a little too much, a little too low for Tom Brady. But yeah.
Chris?
Oh, go ahead.
You were going to say something, so I'm letting you go.
I was going to say, most Thursday games have been kind of iffy, but it wasn't bad.
Well, yeah, the thing about this is like we all like those big offensive games, and this honestly was not a big offensive game. This game primarily was all defense, just about. I mean, Foles had a lot of issues. I think he held onto that ball a little too long in a lot of spots, and he took a lot of sacks. I think Brady kind of made some bad throws, but man, it was just all defense. Every time you have off or defense on both sides. It was a great defensive game, but just there's very little on the offensive side.
Yeah, at the very ending of that game, Tom Brady lost track of downs, and that's really what caused Tampa Bay to lose that game. He thought it was third. He thought it was third down. And it was actually fourth, so that fourth down conversion happened. He didn't know what was going on until the ref goes, "It's over. It's over." I kind of feel bad for him for that case. Did you feel bad? Let me give it to Chris.
No, I don't.
Because it's Brady. Jay?
No, hell no. Why would you, man? That's a rookie mistake. I mean, hey, look, you only got 4 downs. It ain't like I'm asking you to keep track of like 10, just 4. So that's a rookie mistake. I mean, look, this man's got 6 championships, and as much of a technician as he is, and as much as he gripes and complains to his teammates for doing the right things, and he goes out and does something boneheaded like that. No, I don't feel bad for you, Tom.
Yeah. I noticed that in the game during the first part of it, it was in the first quarter it was all Tampa Bay. In the second quarter, it was Chicago was in the lead 14-13. And then after that, it was just all field goals. I mean, it was more of a defensive second half than it was for the first half, I thought. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, I would. I mean, you had some good passes, but it was mainly defense, and they just showed Brady one of the highlights during when he was on the sideline. I think when he was got off the field after the mishap, throwing his tablet in frustration.
Oh, Ray. Look, what the most interesting stat to me was the lack of the run game on the side of Chicago. I mean, Montgomery was only averaging just under 3 yards a carry. I think all cumulative they had 35 yards total rushing. So I mean, is Tampa Bay's run defense really that good, or were they just playing pretty horrible. I mean, I don't remember their run defense in Tampa really being that great.
Robert Leader says Tom Brady says football had too much air in it. LOL. That's too
I
funny.
get it. Yeah, I get it.
I don't know. I mean, he threw okay. He didn't throw any picks. He had one fumble, but he recovered it. I don't think that was really the case. I just think that the Bears defense played well. And Erlang said, yeah, I got it, man. Right, go Bears, man. I just think that their defense played well, and Brady and they just couldn't go. Ron Jones had over 100 yards rushing. Johnson, it wasn't anything bad on either team. It just happened. It was a defensive game, and they happened to fall on the wrong side of the game.
Bucks team is overhyped.
Yeah, it is. I'll give him that one.
Yeah. Tampa-based run defense is really actually. I mean, run defense. Never mind. I was thinking of the running game. I was about to say that Leonard Fournette is hurt though, so that would. But I was thinking the running game is the run defense. Yeah. But yeah, I would agree to Ace's statement. He says this twice. Mike Evans is soft.
Yeah, I gotta give him that one. Yeah, yes. Evans was pretty solid. I think he had a couple of passes he should have caught and didn't. I think who had the best catch of the night, honestly, was Jimmy Graham's one-handed catch in the end zone.
Yes,
that was just phenomenal.
I have him on one of my fantasy teams. This is the person who has 6 fantasy teams. I had him on one, and I'm now winning by 9.3 points.
Yeah.
Tampa has an easy schedule. Again, I agree with that. So
they need an easy schedule. The way they're playing right now, I mean, they're 3-2, but I mean.
Easy
the Bears are a good team. It's not like the Bears are a bad team this year. I mean, the Bears are actually pretty, or I should say they're 4-1 now. I apologize. They won tonight, but it was a close one. But the Bears have a good team. So you really, it's not like the old school Bears where they were horrible. I mean, Nick Foles, is doing a good job over there, but yeah, their schedule is kind of soft, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but easy doesn't always mean easy. We've seen that from teams. When they say
that's true, that's true.
Schedule, and then they could go 0-4, 1-4. It just depends on what team comes.
They could have an easy schedule and then pull off a stupid trade.
Right.
So there were some stats in throughout the game that I thought were interesting. One of them is that not one game this season has the Chicago Bears scored in the third quarter. Is the third quarter a sore spot for them, or I'm going to give this to Chris.
I would think so. I would think so. I mean, you need to score every chance you get, but you have to score in the third.
I mean, to be honest with you, in this game, not too much scoring really happened on both sides of the ball. I think, Bucks got a field goal out of it, but this whole game was low scoring. Yeah, man. Hey, listen, I had to tone it down a little bit, man. These networks are getting mad at me, man, for my spicy flavor. So I got to calm down the spiciness. But yeah, hey, Eric, I agree, Bubba. No, look, man, this game had no spice at all to it, man. I got to be honest with you guys. I found myself falling asleep about 5 or 6 times. I think I fell asleep twice in the third, once in the fourth, and 3 times in the first and second. I mean, because it was just, okay, it was defense, but there wasn't a whole lot of flash. The only flash in that game came from Jimmy Graham. Honestly, that one-handed catch, I think, was about the most flash. And Ron Jones, he got over 100 yards, but did anybody think it was a quiet 100 yards? Like, it wasn't a flashy 100-yard game for him.
And I honestly think Khalil Mack had a crazy game today. Um, it's 3 sacks against Tom Brady. 3 sacks against Tom Brady, and his record right now against teams that he has one or more sacks against is 14-4 in the last 19 matchups, excuse me. So yeah, Jimmy surprised a lot out of me too. He surprised a lot out of me, but in a good way because I have him on my fantasy team. And okay, and there were so Ronald Jones. He's the first individual who has 100. He has had 3 individual 100-yard rushes in the season. So 3 games where he has 100 or more yards. And then the previous 3 seasons, he has 3 games. So he's a guy that I would actually look out for to see if he has see what he's going to do in this next season. I mean, this next part of the season. Is there anybody in particular that you would look out for that might be like a surprise throughout this upcoming season? You might think plays well or go the opposite way. Jay?
Wait, say that one more time.
So is there anyone that normally has not had maybe not a big name, but that might do well this upcoming part of the remaining of 2020 season?
You're talking about just on all the time,
like a dark horse player.
You're talking about all the teams in general, like what?
No, players? Bears or Bucks, either one.
Oh, okay, I got you. You know, God, Fournette. I'm hoping when Fournette comes back, he can get back and get that running game back. I mean, honestly, he's hurt right now, but I think if Fournette would have been out there today, I think we would have seen a lot more flair on the run side. And if my boy Tross is listening, I think he would absolutely 100% agree with me. But yeah, I definitely think Fournette is somebody to look out for in the future when he comes back. Tyler Johnson, that's what Eric Logsden's saying. Okay. Tyler Johnson. I
can see that. So one more interesting stat that I saw, and we'll move on to the next segment. Rob Gronkowski has surpassed Ozzie Newsome, 7,980 yards for the 9th most receiving yards by a tight end in NFL history. So congratulations, Gronkowski, on that. That was pretty cool.
So based on that, though, do you think that Gronk is? I mean, he's getting the yards, and he is. But do you think he came back to try to beat that legacy? Because the more I look at the Bucks' use of him, the more I'm convinced that he's just there for blocking and a couple of garbage plays, just to kind of see what he can get. But they're not really using him like they used him in New England. And I'm kind of curious, what's the motive for Gronk really being there?
I'm thinking Brady. I think he wanted to go where Brady wanted to go. He wanted a year off, and then he did a couple of things with Fox in the Super Bowl and did WWE with Fox as well. But I think he really missed being around the game, around football, and he was just waiting to see where Brady was going to end up. That's just my guess.
But even with that theory, which I mean, that's a logical theory. It certainly makes a lot of sense. But Brady's not really using him. I mean, he's not really even targeting Brady. So it kind of makes me wonder, like, if they're bringing him back, or if he came back just to be with Brady, but Brady's not even going to use him. It's just so weird to see Brady throw to a different tight end or whatever, and not use Gronkowski the way he used Gronkowski in previous years. And that's why I feel like Gronk is just there to get a few garbage yards to maybe help his legacy out, or maybe help him get another ring. But he's not the Gronk of anything, and Brady's not using him like the Gronk of the Patriots at all.
But
maybe. So I'm kind of wondering if he wanted. Maybe I was wondering if he thought that he had a little bit left in him, and maybe do like what Michael Jordan did back in the '90s. He retired twice and then came back. So, I'm kind of wondering if he did something like that along the lines. But I agree. He hasn't had a lot of catches compared to what back when he played in New England.
But I also think that Brady and even Gronkowski is still trying to figure out Arians' offense, because he's trying to figure out his system, which is totally completely different from what Brady did in New England. At least that's what I gathered from.
We all think he doesn't really have that anymore. I mean, I don't even know if he thinks that. He probably does.
I don't know. I mean, people keep saying it, right? But they're not really putting him in position like they were. And I get kind of what Eric is saying. Eric is saying, not the same system that they were using, but at the same time, it's still the same quarterback. They still kind of run similar routes. I honestly think that Brady's just not either. I saw Brady's targeting him enough. He got 6 targets in tonight's game, and when he played with New England, he got a heck of a lot more than 6 targets in New England. And
maybe it's the other weapons that Brady had in New England.
Well, hell, the guy's got all kinds of ways. Well, he's got Evans. He does have Tyler Johnson, Tyler Johnson got 6 targets tonight for 61 yards. I mean, and Eric is saying, remember Tyler Johnson, and I, you know what? Honestly, I don't know enough about Tyler Johnson other than watching him in tonight's game. He's not bad, but I think not having Godwin has given Johnson those targets. If Godwin was there, we wouldn't even be listening to Tyler Johnson right now. But I think if Tyler Johnson wants to make a bigger impact, because Godwin's not there, this is his time to make his name known, to get up in that roster or to crack that roster. This is his perfect opportunity.
Okay, so let's move on to our next segment, and this is done. We're more talking about what's going to happen for Week 5. As of what we know, 2 games have not been postponed to a different week in the NFL, but they have been postponed to a different day. Denver versus New England is one of them, and they're going to be playing on Monday. It's going to be another doubleheader like last week, and then Titans versus Bills are going to be playing on Tuesday. Now, I checked ESPN, and they said that that they're going to count it like whatever Derrick Henry gets. I'm using him as an example because whatever he gets is going to be put count as of this week. Now, my question is, let's say that Tuesday, 2 hours before the game, what if a few more Tennessee Titans players get COVID? How would that affect, or Buffalo, that's true too. How would that affect the game as for fantasy wise, if unexpectedly we didn't know, the fans didn't know that game was going to be postponed?
I think there's a lot more of this COVID coming down the pipe. I think there's a lot more of these games that are going to be getting rescheduled because let's be honest, nobody's really following any kind of sanitary protocols. Nobody's really truly wearing their mask the right way. God only knows what goes on behind the scenes that we don't see when the game is actually going on. So, I mean, you're seeing cases here and there popping up all over the place. So COVID's going to start wreaking more of a havoc, and don't be surprised if I wouldn't be surprised, quite honestly, if they cut the season short just because of it and went straight into it. But I guess because of all the reschedules they're going to have to do.
Do you think it might go at least up to 8 games, and then say, we're done. We're going to go somewhat to a playoff, and then, kind of go down from there, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, because right now, I think they've got to reschedule, 5 or 6 games? I mean, they might be able to squeeze it in. It just depends on, if everybody, because they got all these quarantines. I don't see how they're doing it, because when you get COVID, you got to quarantine them, like you remember earlier, at least 10 to 14 days. So right. I don't see how unless they just put all these players on IR, for quarantine purposes, and then you just play with what you got. But even then, I mean, it's just gonna be so watered down. This season is just so
weird,
awkward. It's so weird. It's so. I mean, honestly, there should be like 10 asterisks next to all of this crap, because the game that didn't have Cam Newton in it, that's going to alter the standings. So they should have had a few of those games, because Cam's not going to be back on the next game. So I guarantee you they're going to lose that next game. Because what, you got Hoyer, and who do the Titans play next? We know? I don't know.
Buffalo. They play Buffalo, and then that Kansas City game.
Hell.
And then that Kansas City game might be kind of
playing that game when we know that. Well, I mean, yeah, there might be an upset, but I doubt it. It's not.
They're thinking about
the bottom line is so they lost to the Chiefs because they didn't have Cam. They're going to lose to Buffalo because they don't have Cam. That's 2 games right there.
No, you're talking about the Patriots lost to the Chiefs because they didn't have Cam.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
you asked Titans earlier.
I'm sorry. No, I was talking about the Patriots. I apologize.
Yeah, Patriots played Denver.
Yeah. Either way, man. I mean, the standings aren't going to be totally accurate because there's so many key players that aren't playing, even when they are playing. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
They're talking about that Kansas City Buffalo game maybe being moved maybe to a Sunday because of having the game on.
There was 2 games that they got, but one got put on Monday and one got put on Tuesday, right?
Yeah,
the
Denver versus
on Tuesday.
Denver versus New England is going to be on Monday. Bills versus Titans will be on the 13th,
which is yeah.
So that would be Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday, right?
The Chiefs and Bills game was going to be put on the 15th. Oh, sorry, excuse me, Sunday, October 18th.
I tell you what, Dave.
That's not even going to be prime time anymore.
Hey, if this is one hell of a time to try to play fantasy football. Damn, do I play? Do I not play? What's gonna happen?
Yeah,
a lot of people were thinking that. Yeah,
I was. Hey, I was contemplating. Man, I was cringing. Do I play this guy? Do I not play this guy? Because I had a couple of people that were involved in the COVID teams, and I'm like, man, come on. And here we go. But then they want to put it on Tuesday, and that's if we're lucky. Hopefully, it doesn't get postponed any further than that. Because hey, they're gonna do COVID tests one more time before they play on Tuesday.
True.
And I don't not to pass this league.
They haven't played on a Tuesday since I looked it up, 1946.
Yeah, well, wow. We ain't had a pandemic since 1919.
Well, not this bad, but there was a pandemic in 2009. It wasn't as bad though.
True.
Nate. That's not a pandemic.
Well,
that was a small virus. Pandemic is where you alter your entire way of doing life. and 1919 and 19 and in 2020. These are pandemics.
Yeah,
Their life
the
altering.
Spanish flu was definitely a pandemic. I listened to a show earlier today that said that it said something that was completely not true. NFL started in 1920, which that's true. But this is the first time in professional football. And notice I didn't say NFL. I said professional football, that there was a pandemic that altered the course of games.
But I think professional football started in 1920 as well because I couldn't find any other information on that earlier.
Not according to the Hall of Fame website.
Hmm.
It started in 1892. Just a little quick history segment there.
Huh.
So now this is the point in the show where we talk about picks this week. Now I mentioned my picks earlier, previous show on Real Talk, but we didn't have enough time to explain why we have the picks. I'm already 0-1 right now because I had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this one. But the next matchup, is the Jaguars versus the Texans. Chris, who do you have?
I have the Houston Texans. Even with a interim head coach, Texans, I believe, have a chance against Jacksonville.
Jay?
I'm going with the stash. I'm going with the man that Kenny Powers based his whole life off of. I'm going with Minshew and the Jaguars, baby. They gonna take it. Watch. I promise. They gonna take it.
I am going with the Jacksonville Jaguars, mainly because I have Gardner Minshew back. Well, he's a backup, but that's not. I have Gardner Minshew. I think he's going to have a great game. It's a Texan, so that's why I think he's going to have a great game. But he's not the only guy that I have that's going to have a great game. That I think is going to have a good game this week, and that is their starting running back, James Robinson. I think he's going to have he's an undrafted rookie this year. I think he's also a phenomenal game. Next up, no, there's probably not any explanation needed. It's Cincinnati versus Baltimore. Baltimore by 20 points. Chris?
Cincinnati.
Ooh. Oh. Jay?
I mean, it'd be nice to see Cincinnati win it. Hell, it'd be nice to see Miami beat the Lakers. We're gonna go with Baltimore.
Lamar Jackson hurt.
We're gonna go with the Baltimore easy pick.
I'm gonna remember this for next week. I'm gonna remember Chris saying that Cincinnati is gonna beat Baltimore next week. All right. The next up, I'm gonna go. It's the Atlanta Falcons versus the Carolina Panthers. I have Carolina. Jay, what's your pick?
Well, given the past history of the Atlanta Falcons right now, and the fact that they can't hold on to a lead to save their life, I'm going Carolina Panthers on this one.
Carolina.
Yeah.
Unless you give me a spread, and then maybe we could talk differently.
Yeah, I'm not very good at the spread thing. I'm gonna have to do more research on that. The next game is the Raiders and the Chiefs. I think this is not going to be as spread out, like not going to be a blowout. But I don't have the Raiders winning this one. I have the Chiefs by maybe 5. Jay?
Yeah, like my blind and deaf Helen Keller's sister could pick this one. It'd be the Chiefs.
Chiefs. I mean, Las Vegas can hold out throughout the game, but I'm not sure they're gonna win.
Okay.
yeah. Chiefs go. If the Chiefs lose this game, I would shave my beard off. And I know that ain't gonna happen.
No, Chiefs are gonna win, but I mean, it'll be kind of back and forth throughout the game. But
I think Chiefs will win this one 28-23. That's the score. Next matchup is the Cardinals versus the Jets.
Yeah.
I have the Cardinals by 15. I have the Cardinals by 15. But I think the Cardinals will throw at least 2 interceptions. Chris?
I picked the Cardinals. I don't think Joe Flacco is going to do well against Arizona.
Oh, I forgot it was Joe Flacco. Okay. Instead of by 15, I have by 25.
Is Flacco quarterbacking?
Yeah, Darnold's out with a shoulder injury.
Is Joe Flacco with the Jets?
Yep, he was backing up Darnold. In that
I thought that dude was out of the league, man. I didn't even. Man, okay. Either way, man. Look. Even with Joe Flacco there, man, the Jets ain't gonna. Look, the Jets aren't gonna win a game this year. I'm going. Whoever plays the Jets. I'm going with the opposite team. Who's playing the Jets this week?
Arizona.
Cardinals.
Yeah, the Cardinals. Yeah, I'm going Cardinals all day.
The next matchup is the Eagles and the Steelers. You laugh, but this is the one I had a hard time thinking about this one.
Man,
you laugh, but I had a hard time thinking on this one.
No, man, come on. This is NFC East right now. This is a 3-12-1. The whole division is 3-12-1. There's no way in hell.
I still have the Steelers, but I had a hard time thinking on that one.
If you didn't have the Steelers there, I would have to take away your picking card.
Next matchup is the Rams and the Washington football team.
Watch this.
Washington? Did you say Washington?
I got Rams.
Rams.
Yeah, man. All day, baby. All day.
Washington.
Especially with Kyle Allen quarterbacking.
Yeah. They should have started Alex Smith if they really wanted to win.
Okay. Yeah. This next one, I have an upset. It's the San Francisco 49ers. They're the home team. And they play the Miami Dolphins. I have the Dolphins.
Who's quarterback for them right now?
For the Dolphins, yeah. But
Patrick, I think.
I don't remember I don't know who's quarterbacking for the 49ers.
Well, I'm going Miami.
That it could be all three.
Yeah. This is not the 49ers year. I'll tell you that right now. This is not the 49ers team that we've always been accustomed to. So with that being said, I'm definitely going Fitzmagic, and I'm going to go with Miami Dolphins.
Dolphins. Yeah.
The next matchup, I also have an upset. The New York Giants. They play the Dallas Cowboys. I think the Giants will win by 3.
Reverse psychology, Giants. Only because I think that will help the Cowboys, but
listen.
This is the guy who's 4-0 at predicting the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Ain't no way in hell we're losing to the Giants. Listen, I can see a lot of things, but we're not gonna lose to the Giants. They ain't got Saquon, they ain't got Jack. I'm going Cowboys all day on this one. This could be matter of fact. I'm gonna say Cowboys. We get back on the momentum train as we reverse our course, and we come back out and we just start stomping the league. I'm going Cowboys.
We at least got to win any and all division games, and we got 3 out of the 4 next games divisional.
What do you think, Nate? Hey, you take the Giants. If the Giants win, I'll shave my head, and if the Cowboys win, you shave your head.
I have a shunt in the back, so no. Anyway, I didn't mean to reveal that medical part. Anyway, so
Man, you're killing me, Nate. You're killing me today. Let's go. What's up?
the next game I think is also going to be a close game. The Colts have an away game against the Cleveland Browns. I still have the Colts, but I can see it being a close game. Chris?
I'm going with Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
But Cleveland.
You know what? Cleveland's starting to kind of turn their page a little bit. They're starting to kind of get a little bit of a swag and a little bit of a rhythm. And even though Nick Chubb's not there, Kareem Hunt still is playing one hell of a running back. So yeah, I'm definitely going Browns as well on that one.
The next matchup is this one's going to be easy to predict. Seattle has a home game against Minnesota. Seattle.
That's not even a close call.
The next matchup is a Monday night game. 2 Monday night games. The first one is the Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots. We already said that earlier. Denver's going to win. So
yeah.
Okay. So I said 2 Monday night games, but I think one of them the previous Monday night game got moved to a Sunday night game because of this whole COVID thing, which I don't get. But I forgot to mention in the previous show the Chargers and the Saints. Now this one, okay. Their game didn't get postponed because of COVID. Their game got postponed because of
a hurricane.
A hurricane coming in. And it's not that they just got postponed. They also, I think, are not even going to play. I think they're playing in Indianapolis this week.
Yeah, there's rumor that it's going to be played at the Colts Stadium, Lucas Oil Stadium. As far as I know or read so far, that it's not set in stone right now. The game was originally going to be played in New Orleans.
A lot of things happened in Indianapolis, in the Colts Stadium, so that wasn't a surprise. But who do you have? I have the Saints.
Yeah, I got the Saints as well. I mean, they should have no problems, honestly. With even though Herbert is playing well, I will say this: that could go the Chargers. I mean, because they are playing well under Herbert, and he's playing quite well actually right now. Eckler's out, I believe, though. Am I right? Isn't Eckler hurt? I believe so. I think Eric. So with Eckler hurt, I'm definitely going to go with Saints and Kamara, however you say his name.
And Herbert's going to start the remainder of the season.
And the final game, we kind of covered this already. Buffalo versus Tennessee. I can't see Tennessee winning this one. I mean, if everyone was healthy, yeah, I would have Tennessee. But with all the Tennessee players getting COVID, I can't see it.
Buffalo Soldier. Buffalo Soldier. Yeah, I'm going Buffalo all day, baby.
In that Seahawks Vikings game, I think that is the new Sunday night game.
Okay. Yeah, I think there was Monday night game before. Yeah, I think you're right about that. So that concluded another episode of All Sports All Plays network called the NFL Post Game Show.
One thing real quick before we go. One thing.
Yeah, I was about to say give like a 30-second roundup.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
30-second roundup. Again, Jay, Chris, and I. Jay, what's your thoughts?
I'm sorry. I just got so excited. I didn't know if we were gonna get the 30 seconds in or not. And I just wanted to say Houston Astros. Houston Astros.
They're
And the
moving on.
ALCS, baby. ALCS. And let me tell you something. For all those people out there that were hating on the Astros for like the last year and a half and just giving them to the ringers, hey, baby, we back. And we bad men.
Chris?
I just hope we get to continue the NFL season. Hopefully, players can obey the COVID rules and we don't have to postpone, move, cancel any more games.
And so for baseball, I'm going to clarify one thing. This goes for all sports. I root for someone every single game. If there's one team that's out mathematically, I hop on to the next. I'm not that kind of like bandwagon fan. I just have a secondary third, all the way down to that final least favorite team. And out of the remaining teams, the Miami Marlins got eliminated today. So out of the remaining ones, I am wanting the Braves to go all the way. And that's all I had for All Sports All Plays Network. This is Nate the Great, Chris, and Jay McLovin signing out.